Last month, the Giants went north of the border, and it didn't go so well. The Blue Jays dominated in Toronto, and now the Giants look for payback on the shores of McCovey Cove. For Game 1 of the series, Buster Posey and company welcome back a big piece of the offense. Pablo Sandoval is back in the lineup. Giants Blue Jays next. The Giants are back home. They're back to the friendly confines of AT&T Park. This is a short 2-game series, Blue Jays, Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants dropped 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. They did win, however, on Sunday. A nice day off yesterday. And they're going to take on a tough Blue Jays team. They're last in the American League East. But they got a tough lineup. This will be a tough matchup for Lincecum.
Well, it indeed will. It's a tough lineup for anybody right now. They're anchored by 2 guys in the middle of that lineup, Edwin Encarnacion and Adam Lim, which are very hot. And Lincecum's going to have to get in the attack mode. He can't nibble against this team. He cannot pitch from behind. Offensively for the Giants, they may be the 2 corner outfitters, may be the key to tonight's ball game. Lifetime Andres Torres, 5 for 8 with 3 doubles and a homer against Johnson. And Hunter Pence, 5 for 11 with 2 home runs. So watch those hitters. This is going to be a good game.
All right, Giants trying to get in the win column here tonight. Well, on Sunday, not only did the Giants win, but it was Brandon Crawford who made a great play throwing out Yadier Molina. We're going to take a look at that play and all the other stuff surrounding that play, and we're going to do that right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. The Chipotle Chicken Club Combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. Try one today with fries and a drink for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
Interleague play resuming in the Bay. Toronto Blue Jays in town for a short 2-game set. The San Francisco Giants looking to turn the tables after they dropped 2 to Toronto back in May. Welcome back to AT&T Park. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And Sunday in St. Louis, shortstop Brandon Crawford may have made one of his best defensive plays so far this season when he threw Yadier Molina out at first base. Tonight, it's our AT&T Uverse Rewind, not just so we can look back at how awesome the play was, but the aftermath that ensued when Molina throws his helmet in frustration, unable to beat that out. Brother Benji, manager Mike Matheny, both former Giants, had to hold him back. Now, Molina received a 1-game suspension, but appealed, which enabled him to play against the Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday, and the Giants are grateful because Yadier had quite a day. He went 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBI. And your San Francisco Giants, they gained a half game in the standings and tonight sit 2 back of Arizona. Will they be able to gain some more ground this evening? Well, we'll see. Tim Lincecum's on the hill for the Giants. He's got to set the tone. Kruk and Kipe will be back with first pitch and lineups. But first, after these messages, we're going to check in with our fellas standing by at Willie Mays Plaza. It's Say Hey Tuesday. We'll be back with you soon.
Keep quiet, Pam Pam! Names and numbers of all the players. Yeah, Bob?
Selling those Blue Jays Giants programs. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 61 degrees here at the yard. Humidity right around 53%. And it is partly cloudy with winds around 10 miles per hour. So the lineups Lincecum will be facing. It'll be Cabrera, Batista, Edwin Encarnacion will hit third, and you can see he's red hot. Adam Lynn. Then it's Aaron Sebia hitting in the fifth spot, followed by Rasmus, Bonifacio. Kawasaki will hit eighth, and John Stjassen will pitch and bat ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Tim Lincecum, two-time National League Cy Young Award winner, four-time National League All-Star, making his 200th big league start tonight in his 7-year career. This is what he's done this year in 11 starts. He's 3-5 with a 5.12 ERA. 68 strikeouts against 31 walks. It's a 2-to-1 strikeout ratio, a little bit better than, and more strikeouts than innings pitched, which is also a good stat. When he throws at you, he's going to give you a fastball that's low 90s, a big curveball, a slider, and a split. Only had one start against these Toronto Blue Jays. Did not fare well. He's 0-1. Now let's take a look at the defense that's going to be playing behind Tim Lincecum tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it's going to be Torres, Blanco, and Pence. Crawford and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Scudero and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So Lincecum started when he was a rook against these guys. All right, here's Melky Cabrera in his introduction.
The Toronto Blue Jays left fielder, number 53, Melky Cabrera.
So the milkman with a warm reception.
Well, kinda. They didn't forget him, that's for sure.
Sandoval in at third. And the first pitch of fastball for a strike. So we get started right at 7:15. Oh, and 2. So right out of bed, 2 pretty good pitches from Lincecum.
Well, that's where he needs to be. Notice there's no hump in his split. And that only happens when his release point is out front.
Tap foul behind home plate. Cabrera, by the way, hitting .281. He torched the Giants in Toronto. 2 home runs, 21 driven in. And he will lead it off, followed by Batista to follow. And when you ask Bruce Bochy about the at-bats that Cabrera had against the Giants in Toronto, he'd just tell you that he had really great pitches to hit, and he didn't miss them.
Yeah, he's a good high ball hitter, and he had a lot of mistakes up.
And there's a base hit into center field. So it looked like it was going to be a quick at bat. Cabrera comes back, and we'll see the location on this pitch.
Now, the only pitch that hung was the last one. That's a split up there. You see on our expo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. That ball did not drop. When you're ahead of somebody and you have stuff like Lincecum, you do not want to ever make a mistake above the knees with your specialty pitches. That ball was up, and he took advantage of it.
Here's Batista, lots of power. Cabrera with a couple of steals. And there's a called strike by Mike DeMuro, who's behind home plate.
Well, DeMuro's got a pretty small zone. Not many corners with DeMuro. The one good thing, though, is what you get in the first, you get in the ninth. He sets it, but it's pretty small.
Oh, and 2. Cabrera was slowed down. I think it was a hamstring when the Giants were in Toronto.
When he played with us, he was big.
Crawford, Scooter O, looking for a double play, and that pitch is in tight. It's 1-2. Well, it seems like he just showed up yesterday, and now he's got 200 career starts.
That was 200, been pretty good ones. First 199, I should say. He's been a world champion a couple times, an all-star 4 times, Cy Young Award winner twice. Well, that's a pretty good resume right there. There's the 2 Lincecum Cy Young Awards.
Cabrera has faced Lincecum 3 times. He's 1 for 3. Remember that start that Mike was talking about Lincecum had against the Blue Jays was in 07. So Lincecum now trying to get on the same page with Buster Posey. It's 1-2. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford to Scudero. Scudero to Bell. Double play. And that's a thank you very much. 2 down.
Well, we're going to make it our forward right choice, and to emphasize the importance of keeping Lincecum's stuff down is when they do make contact, he's a ground ball machine. Everything's got downward bite to it. This one right to Crawford. Scudero turns it over, and a nice dig out of the dirt from Brandon Belt. And just like that, Melky Cabrera singles forgotten.
So here's Encarnacion. All you need to know about Encarnacion is that breaking ball is high. Is he's 3 RBIs from 50.
He has been on fire, and he is one of the keys in this 2-game series. You got to keep him in the ballpark.
That is struck well. Blanco's back, gone, and I mean way gone. And it's 1-0 Toronto. And Encarnacion's got the one flap up.
When you hit a ball like that, you can pretty much round the bases any way you want to. That's a bragging rights home run. Wow. Fastball down and in. They set up. Actually, it was out over the middle of the plate. And the big man gets extended. And he has been on a tear and continues to do so here.
We had the one flap down. I never saw the one flap up. Here's Lind.
I'm not even sure if that's a flap. He's looking for a square dancing partner. And here's the other guy who's been on a tear as well. Adam Lind has been lighting it up as well. Coming into this series hot.
And a 2-0 strike to Lind. 5 home runs, 14 driven in. Foul. Not by much. And that is about as away from the defense as you're going to get. And Lind is not so sure. He thinks that may have been a fair ball.
All it has to do is go over the bag. Does not have to land in fair territory. And he had a pretty good view of it.
So 3-2 to Adam Lind. And Sebia on deck. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Encarnacion with the big blast after 1/2 inning. Blue Jays won. Giants coming up. That'll face Josh Johnson. It'll be Blanco, Scudero, and Sandoval. If we highlight Scudero, you see his 8-game hitting streak against his old team. So Sandoval back in the lineup, followed by Posey, Pence, and Belt. Andres Torres, who's got ownage on Johnson, is hitting 7th, Crawford 8th, and Lincecum will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for Toronto will be Josh Johnson, the big right-hander, 6'7", 250-pounder. In his 8th year at the big league level. He's 29 years of age, and this is what he has done in 4 starts. Had some triceps tendonitis to put him on the disabled list for an extended period of time, so this really is not a very good evaluation of what he's like when he's on. When he's on, you're going to see some electricity. A fastball that'll go low to mid-90s. He'll 4-seam a 2-seam the fastball. He's got a hard breaking ball and a very good split. And really, a guy his size, he's got a pretty compact motion. When he's on, he can paint.
So here's Gregor Blanco. Blanco looks at a strike at 91, hitting 255. He's got 16 RBIs, and he's 3 for 7 against Josh Johnson. Flips this one out into left field for Melky Cabrera. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jays defense behind Johnson, starting in the outfield. It's going to be Cabrera, Rasmus, and Bautista. Good arms on the corners. Kawasaki, Encarnacion on the left side of the infield. Bonifacio and Lind on the right side. And Aaron Sebia will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Scudero. Scudero at 329, a home run, 13 runs batted in. Scudero on the road trip went 3 for 10. Some issues in that house. 1 ball and no strikes. Pablo Sandoval waits on deck. And Scudero, taking all the way, takes a strike.
Scudero against the Blue Jays hitting 338. I mean, all those guys he played for, he rakes. White Sox, Rockies, Dodgers, A's. I mean, he's hard on his old teams. Marco, we're never trading you.
Nope. I'm staying, baby. So Scudero taking all the way, forcing Johnson to come in. He does. It's 3-2. And Scudero wraps this one into center field. And it's Rasmus who's going to dive. It's off his glove. Cabrera picks it up, and Scudero's on second base with a double. Rasmus almost made a very nice play.
I didn't think he had a great jump on the ball. I thought at the crack of the bat it was going to be a pretty routine play for him because he has great range. I think that ball may have been knuckling away from him or had a little cut away from him. I think that entered into it. But a break for the Giants nonetheless. A 2-base break.
So here's Sandoval. Sandoval takes outside, hitting .288 with 8 home runs, 37 driven in. Did not play in St. Louis. On the ground to second, where Bonifacio has it. Sandoval retired. Scudero to third. Posey coming up. So here's Buster Posey, who's coming off a day where he went 4 for 4 in St. Louis. And he takes a breaking ball low and away.
That's a big break on an 87-mile-an-hour pitch. Gives you an idea of the strength of that arm of Johnson. The problem in his career is he's had long bouts of injury.
Way out in front, and it's a ball and a strike.
Pointed out earlier, Johnson just getting off the disabled with a triceps tendonitis injury, and this is his option year. He needs to put up a good year.
Bonifacio side retired. No runs, a double, 1 left after 1. Blue Jays 1, Giants nothing.
is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Red, White, and You Jeep Giveaway. Visit CacheCreek.com for details.
Here it's 1-0 Toronto on the Edwin Encarnacion big fly. So here's JP Arancibia, who takes a called strike. Another big guy with some power. He's got 12 home runs, 29 RBIs. And that's cued off the end of the bat, and it's going to stay foul. On deck is Colby Rasmus and then Emilio Bonifacio. Blue Jays are 24-33. They're 10-17 on the road, and they've done okay against the National League. Interleague, they're 5-4. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 call. Posey wanted it around chin high. Threw it right down the middle of the plate.
I mean, Arancibia must have been looking for a knuckleball. You see the high target, it goes right down the drain. Wow. Well, Giants fans, you could win a 2012 World Series championship ring through the World Series ring raffle. Now, this is the very same ring given to Giants players and coaches, but this one will be personalized with the winner's last name. Proceeds benefit the Giants Community Fund. Entry deadline is June 9th. So go to sfgiant.com/ring raffle to get your ticket.
First pitch fastball to Rasmus is foul back. He's at 261, 9 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Ooh, just missed. Rasmus has had some at bats against Lincecum when he was wearing a Cardinal uniform. Same spot.
There are not big corners on Mike DeMuro's strike zone. You pretty much have to throw that thing across the plate, and you get a pretty good chunk of it to get a called strike.
So now it's 3-1. Hit well to left. Is this going to carry? Torres back. He puts it away. Wow. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, Dwayne, the Giants glad to have Pablo back in the lineup. He's been nursing a sore left tendon in his foot, and he actually worked out yesterday and seemed to be good. Bruce Bochy did say, however, they're still watching him carefully after he did his normal work before today's game. He said they were prepared to scratch him if he felt any discomfort. And as for Angel Pagan, he's missed 8 games nursing a sore hamstring. He did work out yesterday, ran the bases at about 70%. Bochy saying that they want to avoid the DL if they can, and the way they're going to do that is if they can use him off the bench. Gentlemen?
Report, Amy. Here's Bonifacio. By the way, Rasmus kind of rounded first and stopped and gazed out to left field. And you think he was thinking about where that ball might have been in Toronto?
Absolutely it was. It was second deck in Toronto. But even here, left field, with the way the wind will carry at times early in the game, you don't trust that side of the field.
Crawford will give ground, get rid of it quickly. Side retired, and a nice inning for Lincecum. Colby Rasmus. Okay, that's going to go, right?
is brought to you by Grinds Coffee Pouches. Get the product that players use and visit getgrinds.com today.
Here's Johnson to Hunter Pence and a call strike. 1-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Pence hitting .292, 9 home runs, 30 driven in. And just like that, 0-2. Pence 5 for 11 with a couple of big flies off of Josh Johnson. Way outside, 1-2.
One thing we liked about Johnson when we saw him with the Marlins is he would like to work a nice quick pace. Jimmy jacking around. He gets that ball and he wants to go.
Pence on the ground to third. Encarnacion will make the play. Not in time. It's off the bag was Lynn. And if you hustle, you never know it might happen.
And that's really what makes Hunter Pence. He busts out of that batter's box on everything hit, anticipating that you just might catch a break from a high throw, and that's what happens. Encarnacion gets underneath it, pushes it high. You see Lynn go up on the bag, and just like that, Ted Barrett says, no, I don't think you got him. Although I do think you did.
So the first error of the game, and that may be wiped out in a double play. Not so. As Pence moves into scoring position on the ground ball. Had Bonifacio come up with it cleanly. We're talking a different story.
You're talking automatic double play.
So here's Andres Torres.
All right, let me ask you a question. You're an ex-middle infielder. You come to a foreign ballpark, and for Bonifacio, he hadn't played here this year. You come here, you're in a 2-game series, first ground ball hit to you, it comes up on you. What do you think of the rest of the night?
Well, I'm thinking the other two that I had were a lot easier. And those are the ones I want. 1 ball and no strikes. Five for 8, 3 doubles and a home run for Torres against Johnson. And a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, how long does it take you to lose confidence in an infield?
Like 1 ground ball like that.
Okay. That would have been a better question.
Center field struck well. Rasmus back. Rasmus back. Out of here. And ownage is ownage.
That's unbelievable. Josh Johnson is not an easy guy to have ownage on. And for Andres Torres, who's now 6 for 9 with 3 doubles and 2 home runs, he's got him in his back pocket. And he just took on the deep part of the yard.
And that's like David and Goliath right there.
It really is.
Here's Crawford, who takes wide, 1-0.
All right, let's see where it went from the splash cam. High fastball, and he just takes on center field. See ya.
That was a pretty good poke. Crawford's 2 for 3 lifetime against Johnson. Crawford out of play. One and 2. So the couple of a bad throw and a bobble, and the Giants take the lead. Good take by Crawford, 2 and 2. Lincecum is on deck. 1 out. And it's 3-2. I didn't hear, Mike, if they were going to watch Johnson. I'm sure they'll watch him closely, but if he had a certain number that they circled about where they wanted him to go.
Well, they say he's good for 80. And if he doesn't spend a lot of time in the stretch, they may stretch him some more.
That's a nasty 94. Now let's check out our Geico quote. Angel Pagan on the series in Toronto. They outpitched us. They outhit us. They outdefended us in the series. And they outbroadcasted us. They just about did everything against us.
That's true. Got a lot of silver medals in Toronto.
Love the town. Those 2 games made me want to barf.
The games were bad.
Oh, we had great lunches.
The
nice
town,
dinner.
the people, fantastic.
Bought stuff we didn't need. It was great. (1-1) to Lincecum. Tim Lincecum is 1 for 19. This little guy get dinged. Did he get the ball?
Hey, 1 ball for 2 little guys.
His dad just dropped you need to toughen up, young man.
Yeah, I think he did. He needed to hear it.
Tapped. Side retired. Andres Torres, his 2nd big fly of the year. He takes on center field. And it's bye-bye, baby. 2-1 Giants.
Is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company.
A 2-1 lead for the Giants on the Andres Torres home run. Kawasaki, Johnson, and Cabrera will hit here in the 3rd. First pitch strike at the knees.
Well, we were impressed with the at-bats that we saw from Kawasaki in Toronto. Definitely knows what he's doing up there.
And we had 1 foul ball for 3 kids. And we're going to show you a little later how tough it is being a dad. There's a strike at the knees, 1-2. Yep, it ain't easy. Dad wants to come to the park, sit back, maybe have a brew. Instead, he's got a referee.
He's got to figure out how he's going to cut that ball up in 3 pieces.
That was Sagi rolls this foul. So this is where it went in, right? So it bounced around. Dad ended up with it, and he handed it to, and now he dropped the "you have to share," and it was like, what? Oh man!
I don't want to
share. That's tired.
Not happy.
And then Dad did the clap, like, all right, let's go.
Okay, everything's good. Okay, right? I think we're good. Okay, that's it for me.
Well, lo and behold, the sister showed up a little while later, and we'll show you that in a minute. In the dirt, 2-2. So now Sis shows up, and she's going to come in here, and now we have a family crisis because the older brother goes, nah, 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 nah.
Got one of these.
So here's the crisis.
She wants it too. So the old man, he's here with the family, all psyched up, had these tickets for a month. Just wants to watch a game. He's getting elbowed by his daughter.
Yeah, he's
stank eye by his oldest son. He just wants to have a beer and watch the game.
He wants more seeds. Blanco. That was awesome. Oh, yeah, family fun at the yard.
There you go.
Is that a Rich Aurelia fan? Or a Brandon Crawford fan?
She likes shortstops. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Here's Josh Johnson, who might be the biggest left-handed hitter in the league. There's a strike. Nate Fryman, seven-time World Series champions. Now Nate Fryman of the A's, what, 6'8"? But he's a right-handed hitter. This is dribbled foul.
Jerry Blevins is, what, 6'6"? He's a lefty. Watch the motion as he drops anchor with that right hand. Really separates and drops down. Now he's got to get up high. And that is where he can at times have inconsistency. Getting that hand out there quick enough to be in front.
And he got him with a fastball. Strikeout number 3. With Cabrera coming up.
Here gets good drive and power behind that fastball and just shoots it right by Johnson.
We watched Melky Cabrera last year, and he had games where if he got a hit the first time up, you better be careful.
You really have to force yourself to get the ball down. Ball just sort of blooped out of his hand.
That was a bit of a squirt out of the hand.
Like a balloon floating up there. That's where you have to keep it. And you have to say to yourself, if I'm going to miss below the strike zone. Big curveball, beautifully thrown. You know he wants to swing the bat, so take advantage of his aggressiveness. Cutter just missed.
And the 2-1 to Cabrera. And Crawford side retired. Top of the order, Gregor Blanco will lead things off. 2-1 Giants.
area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEPINS.com.
Well, as a melanoma survivor, Commissioner Bud Selig has made it an annual priority to spread the message about skin cancer prevention and detection through the Play Sun Smart program. For more information, go to playsunsmart.org.
Gregor Blanco shortens up to bunt, and he takes a ball. Charging is Encarnacion. I'll tell you what, if Encarnacion stays where he's at, Blanco's going to try to slap one right by him. Like that.
Well, partner, I saw you do this a lot, and the defense really set it up. But that's nice back control. And even if Kawasaki, the shortstop, comes up with it, he's going to have to take a bite out of it because there's no way he's going to get off a throw to get Gregor Blanco.
So here's Scutero, who doubled in the first.
Yep, she's a Marco fan. A lot of them here.
And Blanco froze right before he dove back. And a strike to Scutero. When you see Scutero do that, it's just telling you one thing. I don't mind hitting behind in the count, not at all.
Yeah, we know that. He's as comfortable in an 0-2 count as he is in a 2-0 count, and you can't say that about a lot of hitters.
The 0-1. Here it is to Scutero. Scutero pops it up. Is this one going to reach the seats? Nope. And a nice play by Arancibia. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Hey guys, it is the second annual Bruce Lee tribute night here at AT&T Park. Pretty special. Bruce Lee was born here in San Francisco. Of course, he's arguably the best mixed martial artist to ever do the sport. His daughter Shannon sang the anthem. His granddaughter Ren throughout the ceremonial first pitch. All of it to help perpetuate the legacy of Bruce Lee. They give scholarships out to kids with the foundation. They are trying to build the Bruce Lee Action Museum in Seattle. Pretty cool stuff, guys.
Good stuff. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval bounced out in the first inning. Here he takes a strike.
Nice little backdoor slider.
There was a couple of days in St. Louis where Sandoval had a boot on. Not a cowboy boot either.
Go.
Day off probably did a lot of people some good. The day off yesterday. And another one on Thursday. Blanco goes. Swinging a foul. A lot of gloves in that section.
Watch the bat come out of his hands and go into Arancibia. See that? That means only one thing. Is Pine Tar's lying to him.
Sandoval double play ball. And that will end the inning. It'll be Jose Bautista to lead things off, 2-1 Giants. At CSN Giants, who was the last player to lead the majors in home runs 2 straight seasons. Here's Jose Bautista. And a first pitch strike. Curveball. No balls and 1 strike.
I think he has utilized that curveball in that first pitch situation well this season.
Close pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike as the San Francisco Bell works his way into the cold. There it is. 2 balls and a strike. Encarnacion on deck. Two hits in the game for the Blue Jays. Both hits came in the first inning. Down the left field line, Torres moving over into the corner, and he makes the catch. Either got that towards the end a little bit, but even Bautista can't believe it on that one.
Well, I mean, you do have some length down the left field line. It is 339 to the foul pole. And you hit the same ball back where he came from, Toronto, and that's a round tripper. And if you're a Toronto Blue Jay, you cannot help but let your mind go that way. You think that, which is great. It definitely plays in the favor of the Giants when guys have that attitude. But things are hard, that home runs are hard to hit in this ballpark.
Oh, 2. I mean, the Giants saw this team in Toronto, and there isn't any doubt that they've got about 6 guys in this lineup that try to jack every time.
Every time. And I mean in 0-2 counts, too.
And that fastball is high, 1-2. And look, that's great. That's their style. They'll try to bang you. And they did.
Yes, they did. 2 games. It was a mismatch.
This is the home run that Encarnacion hit. And it stayed hit, and it went to center field.
Well, that ball's out of any ballpark in the world. Right now, you just don't want to make a mistake in the strike zone with this guy.
Cannot.
And that last swing you saw, that's his 2-strike swing. I mean, it's backyard wiffle ball hack.
Torres back. Torres will run it down.
And now we know what Encarnacion is thinking. If I'm back in Toronto, I got a 2-home run night. That ball is just smothered, but it had topspin. But I guarantee it felt good. And off the crack of the bat, he thought he had it. But only the topspin kept it in this yard.
There's Lind. Lind struck out in the first. Look out. 2 balls and no strikes. This is a beautiful time of night to watch anything come into the Cove. Very clear as you look outside this ballpark. There's a strike, 2-1. See, there is some fog over the Oakland Hills. But once you get past the scoreboard to the right, it's clear as can be. Foul, 2-2.
When you go away from the Bay Area for a couple of days, especially in the warm weather, you come back, you really appreciate this. It just feels so good.
Giants fans trying to help out Tim Lincecum, and they do. 4 strikeouts. It'll be Buster Posey to lead things off.
It's 10 in a row.
Premiered yesterday. It's called Yahoo Sports Talk Live, and it's hosted by Jim Kozimor Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Now combined with America's #1 sports website, Yahoo Sports Talk Live. Check it out. Here it's a 2-1 lead, and it'll be Posey, Pence, and Belt. Buster Posey bounced out sharply to the second baseman, Bonifacio. And the first pitch to Posey is a breaking ball for a called strike. Outside to Posey. Josh Johnson allowed the 2-run home run to Andres Torres in the second. This will be pitch number 43, and it's banged up the middle for a base hit. All right, let's check in with Amy G, and she's got a guest.
I have a great guest, Jim Kozimor. He's the host of the new Yahoo Sports Talk Live, and you're partnering with the #1 website in the world that gives you so much access. And what does that allow the fans to get from you?
Well, it's all about what's trending. This is really about the fans, Amy G. And the great thing about the NBC Sports Group and Yahoo Sports coming together means we have access to what they're thinking about. So each and every night we'll know what's trending for them, what they want us to discuss, and Yahoo really helps us out with that. And I'm really looking forward to this venture.
The launch was yesterday, and it was at the campus of Yahoo, and it was awesome. I was fortunate enough to be there. Talk a little bit about that debut show. I mean, you had a lot of adrenaline and great content to work with.
Well, you were a big part of it, and thanks for being out there. And this is one of the great things about bringing these two companies together is we have access to some of the biggest names around in Bay Area sports and nationally. You know, out there we had Larry Baer from the Giants. We had Vernon Davis and Harrison Barnes and Logan Couture and Adam Burish, plus some of the biggest names in writing all throughout the Bay Area and throughout America, and we're going to do that every night.
And you mentioned to me before the game, this is a hip hip show.
Well, nothing says hip like a nearly 50-year-old suburban guy with 3 daughters. So isn't this the picture of hip and cool?
Well, we're cutting down your name. It's not Jim Cozumore, guys. It's Coz. You got to check out the shoes.
My baseball kicks. Look at the laces. My baseball kicks right there, people. I'm ready. This is going to bring the Giants some good luck. And the show, Yahoo Sports Talk Live, gets good luck, too.
Monday through Friday, 5 and 11. Check it out. CSN Bay Area. Jim Cozumore, the host. Coz, Yahoo Sports Talk Live, guys.
Coz, young and hip and wearing bowling shoes to the yard. Hey, Jim, good luck on that 7-10 split, buddy. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, guy, being from Wisconsin, you do not miss a pair of bowling shoes.
Are you kidding? The beer frame? Stop it. 2-2. No, he's the perfect guy for that show. He's got 3 daughters and a really young, attractive wife. He's the perfect guy for that show. I don't know about the shoes, however, but you can go right across the street at Lucky Strike and be a star.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think he's heading over there. See what it said in the back? Size 12.
Pence takes low and in. Actually, what it said was, Ted Griggs made me wear these. Or these are Ted's. That would be better.
Ted Griggs, our beloved general manager of Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Has about a 190 bowling average, I might add.
3-2 to Pence. And Pence is out swinging.
We're going to ask and answer our AT&T trivia question. The question tonight, who's the last player to lead the major leagues in home runs 2 straight seasons? Survey said, well, he's here tonight. Jose Bautista, 54 in 2010, 43 in 2011.
So here's Belt. Belt bounced out to second. In what really should have been a double play ball, Bonifacio juggled it. It allowed Pence to get to second. And then Torres hit the home run. At the knees, no balls and 1 strike.
Hey, Cespedes is here.
Yes, he is. Tight corners by Mike DeMiro. Here's the 1-1 to Brandon Belt. Belt fouls it out of play. 1-2.
Should have had it. Held it long enough.
Well, the lady brought her glove, so she should be the one to get it, right?
Yeah, she's our Marco Scudero fan.
Belt recognized that breaking ball.
All right, here we go. Stand up, make a play. Up, eat, up. Dude, you bring your glove, you catch the ball.
She said, "You want to have it?" She said, "No, it's a nice lady."
Gave a bit.
If he'd have taken that ball, we'd have had a problem.
We would have.
No swing. 3-2.
Dan Bellino, the third base umpire, making a no swing call.
Posey goes, get into center field, but Rasmus has a beat on it. He reaches up, 2 outs. Here's the home run that Torres hit in the second, and it was a crush.
Well, fastball or a changeup. It was something that was up out of the plate, and he was not fooled by it at all. And when it left the bat, just by the sound, you knew it had a chance.
Torres takes low.
You know, it has to do with how you see the ball out of a guy's hands. No other way to explain it.
Big chopper. Lind has it, and that'll end the inning. Fifth inning coming up. Close his shoes. They're a hit somewhere.
Is brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. You never gonna lose with the shrimp wrap Veracruz. Can't stop the fuego.
Two-one Giants. We're going to the top of the fifth inning, and Tim Lincecum has really been in control of this ball game since the first inning. Just a challenge fastball that Edward Encarnacion turned around and knocked out of the ballpark really has been the only blemish on his report card.
Here's Arancibia, and he takes a breaking ball high. Arancibia struck out looking in the second. Here he hooks this one foul. And that evens up the count at 1-1 strike. Rasmus and then Bonifacio. Lincecum with 61 pitches as Lucille entertains. Got the attention of this little guy.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got a fan there.
That little guy thinks Lucille's the funniest thing that he has ever seen in his life. All right. And I'm good. That was great. And Mom, can we have him sleep overnight?
Lucille's powerful. Lucille does an amazing job here with the kids. Lou has been doing it for a long time. And you really appreciate Lou when you get out and you're making an appearance and he's there before you get to speak and you see how the kids light up.
Buster Posey blocks this. He'll take his time. And Lincecum with his fifth strikeout. And here's Rasmus. Rasmus hit a ball that looked like it was going to go out to the opposite field, but Torres caught it right in front of the wall. And that pitch is low.
Lincecum has really gives you the impression that he's in complete control of this game. He has not done well with his first pitch strikes. He's just 7 for 15, but has not slowed him down at all.
So it's 2-0. Rasmus now with count leverage. Three and 0.
Since the home run from Encarnacion, Lincecum has retired 11 in a row and striking out 5 of them. So this becomes a big pitch to try and keep that streak going. He's taking a little walk. And that tells you right there what really feels good in his hand. In the 3-0 Kennedy count, what's he throw? A slider.
Right.
And that really has been his go-to pitch this year.
And that's wrapped on the ground foul. He came back with a fastball. Gary Fralick with the play.
That's an old pud right there.
Yeah. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him.
3-0 count. Not a problem. Comes right back. Gets his 6th strikeout. 4 by swinging, 2 by called strike threes. And another slider and a good one.
Bonifacio.
Bonifacio with great speed. A push bunt or drag bunt.
And he's not afraid to take a big hack either. There's Jason Katz. Remember Jason?
I do.
Now out here with the MLB.
I'm just watching an ice.
Just hit on the ground to Bell. And that'll end the inning. Crawford, Lincecum, Blanco coming up.
He's feeling.
presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning as you take a look at the Bay Bridge. Crawford takes a breaking ball for a ball. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Lincecum and then Gregor Blanco.
That last first pitch, he really dropped his arm angle down that breaking ball.
Well, a pretty good pitch. I thought he had a strike.
I mean, this is almost a sidearm. He just kind of flops it up there, really lowers his arm. I don't know if he just wanted to flatten out the break and try and throw it on the hands.
So what is that? High?
It's a high in DeMuro zone. Throws that down about 4 inches. He gets it.
There's the Bruce Lee action figure. You needed a special ticket to get that.
Yep, defending home plate.
He is protecting home plate. Crawford out for the 2nd time.
Well, if you're looking for a great gift for Dad for Father's Day or your grad for their graduation, how about tickets to an upcoming Giants game? There are still great matchups to pick from this summer, including the Dodgers and the Red Sox series. So surprise your dad or grad with Giants tickets. Go to sfgiants.com and get them.
Here's Lincecum out of play. Lincecum bounced out to Kawasaki, the Blue Jays shortstop. So Johnson rolling along now with 64 pitches.
Ouch. It's actually a pretty good pitching duel between these two guys. Giants have managed to scratch out a base runner every inning, and they've had Johnson in the stretch. Lincecum has only been in the stretch one time tonight. Pretty good pitch. I think he's wondering where that pitch was.
And that time, Johnson gets the call. 2 outs for Gregor Blanco. Blanco had a hit in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. Encarnacion is in at 3rd. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, he's got a real feel of that breaking ball right now.
Scudero to follow. High, 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1. So Blanco getting some pitches out of the big fella, Josh Johnson. And a base hit up the middle for Blanco.
The Giants continue their streak with at least 1 base runner on against Johnson. So once again, he gets into a stretch. Kind of an unusual dive here from Kawasaki.
I think this ball had some English on it.
That's a dive. That's how you protect yourself and don't hurt your belly on a dive.
Scudero doubled in the first, popped out in the third. Blanco, who's got 5 steals. You could classify him as a base stealer. If that's the case, this is a spot where you got to go, or you should go if you get a jump.
No, you're right. And your leadoff hitter 2 outs, I always thought it was automatic. 2-1 ball game, and it's a big opportunity here.
Blanco goes. Not in time. Arancibia from his knees. No chance. The 6th steal of the year for Blanco.
Now 1.31 unload time from Johnson. Not very fast. And Arancibia tried to make up for it with a snap throw. Just not a whole lot on it. Nor was the direction very well. So a 2-out steal just with the doctor order. And he set it up for Marco Scudero, who's had 2 good at bats tonight.
On the ground to third. Encarnacion has it, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 6th inning coming up. It'll be Kawasaki, Johnson, and Cabrera. 2-1 Giants. Off, and a first pitch wide with Sandoval very shallow at third. Crawford even in a couple of steps. Bounce to Belt, 1 out. Our Chevron pitching matchup for tomorrow's day game is R.A. Dickey against Barry Zito. So join us radio and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area at noon. Giants pregame live before game 2 of the series, and that is our Chevron pitching matchup. This is a long homestand for the Giants. 2 games.
Well, 2 games. It's going to seem a lot faster than 2 games.
Well, two-game homestand, back out on the road for 9.
2 games, night and a day game. Bang bang, hit the road.
And the Giants, just for whatever reason, the Giants will play an 8 o'clock game on getaway day of the final game in Atlanta to come home, which will put them back here about 3 in the morning. 2 balls and a strike. Ooh, a scud.
That was a scud. What is a scud, you say? Well, that's what Jeremy Hatfield calls a breaking ball that lands about 10 feet in front of home plate. Buster Posey does not like scuds.
All right, the walk to Johnson. Let's go to Amy G.
All right, Dwayne and Mike, we have a new Amy G's Giants exclusive ready at csnberry.com. Guys, it's an oldie, but a goodie. It's Edition with DeRosa. Mark DeRosa is now with the opposing team, the Toronto Blue Jays, but we're always rooting for him. He was such a good Giant. He talks about being healthy. He also talks about coaching. He also talks about broadcasting. csnberry.com, Amy G's Giants exclusive. Dwayne?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody watch out for your jobs.
Please tell Amy that we're not rooting for him anymore.
No. No doubt Amy's got her favorites, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Here's Melky Cabrera with Johnson at first base. And the walk to Johnson, the first walk that Lincecum has issued.
Yeah, it snapped a streak of 14 consecutive retired by Lincecum. This is the first time he's been in the stretch since the first inning. And when you know it was a walk to a pitcher.
Well, the tallest guy in the stadium.
With the biggest strike zone on the planet. Baseball is a funny game.
Very high.
When you are in your windup for that long, this 14 hitters is a long time. 4 2/3 innings. It can be a while before you get your release point back out of the stretch position. There is a few pitches where you are vulnerable. And usually that vulnerability will make you leave the ball up. And that's not a good thing when you have a high ball hitter at the plate like Cabrera.
Two and two. Belt is playing behind Josh Johnson.
Kind of hover close, and then once he's convinced that Lincecum's going to come home, he'll back up even more. The left-hander hitting Cabrera.
And a shot to right field, a base hit. So Johnson moves to second. And the fourth inning, Batista and Encarnacion hit balls deep to left.
This went right down the line, about 10 feet short, and then Encarnacion, who's already got one, top spins one right to the wall in left field. We thought off the crack of the bat had a chance, and so did Encarnacion.
So here's Batista, first and second. One out. And the strike.
Curveball again for strike one. You saw Jose Mijares, the left-hander down the Giants bullpen, getting heated up.
Lincecum in dire need of a double play ball. And that's a shot to third. And Scudero got him! And the ball flipped out of his glove. And I have no idea why he called him out.
Alfonso Marquez, he's got to think this ballpark's haunted. They may huddle up for this one. I mean, I thought that there was contact with a bag on the throw.
So he's saying he held it long enough?
Yep.
So the double play ends the inning. Wow. 2 2-1 Giants.
Woohoo!
Here's our McDonald's True Stories on this date in Giants history. In 2009, Randy Johnson became the 24th major leaguer to pick up his 300th win. And just the sixth left-hander with a 5-1 over the Nationals in rainy Washington, D.C. Remember that day?
I do. I was down there in the dugout for the last out. Brian Wilson was blowing steam
And
to secure that victory.
His family in the stands. And he never looked so good in a Giants uniform than he did that day.
All right, let's take a look at a break for the Giants. Now, he does have contact with the bag. He does hang on to it, but when he hits the ground and his momentum flips over, the ball comes out of his glove. And we think this is a very generous call.
I mean, in my mind, Scudero falling down is all part of the play. Oh, why shouldn't Lincecum be thrilled? Here's Sandoval. It'll be the beef coming up. Sandoval, Posey, and Pence. Josh Johnson with 74 pitches. And Sandoval on the first pitch. And that's a fair ball. And that's out number one.
I think it may have hit the chalk line. And that's what Ted Barrett is pointing to. It may have caught a piece, but hey, it may have gone over the bag. That's all it has to do. It doesn't have to hit the chalk line. So Barrett right down there watching the fly of the ball. Pablo Sandoval took about 2 steps out of the box and stopped.
So here's Buster Posey. One for two for Buster Posey. A base hit in the 4th inning. Pence to follow. 3-0.
He's not missing by much on that outside corner. He has not come in at all to Posey, not even badly.
Right down Van Ness. 3 balls and 1 strike. Swinging a foul into the glove of Aaron Sebia. It's 3-2. We're on board.
It is that time of year. Vote for your all-star candidates. This year, the all-star game will be played in New York, home of the Mets, Citi Field, and the manager for the National League will be Luis Bochy.
Posey hits this one to Bonifacio. So 2 outs.
Well, for years, StubHub has been the place to find great Giants tickets. You can find great seats for upcoming Giants home games versus the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Red Sox. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today.
Here's Pence. Pence wrap foot into center field, a base hit.
Josh Johnson just cannot have a 1-2-3 inning. And once again, he's in the stretch. Big hand hitch, get that foot down early. You can see how flat his swing is. And that bat path right there explains why he gets the backspin and the carry that he does. It also helps to be country strong like he is.
Pence goes, and he's going to steal it. That's his 10th, and he hasn't been caught this year. That's a weapon. Big guy like that can run.
Now, baseball has always been enamored with guys who have power and can run, and Hunter Pence is one of those guys. He is a 5-tool guy.
Well, now it's 0-2 on Belt. Low and into Belt. That's a good take. It was a pinch hit by Brandon Belt off of Randy Choate.
Now, it was opposite field, shooting a gap in left center in St. Louis. Stayed inside that ball nicely. Nice strong front shoulder swing and that approach.
Belt pops it up. And that'll end the inning. Giants again strand a runner. 7th inning coming up.
No way!
Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Johnson's been good. He gave up the home run to Andres Torres. You see Torres 1 for 2. Lincecum, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Encarnacion had a solo blast in the first. And that's who Lincecum will be facing here in the 7th. Edwin Encarnacion. Very dangerous. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Mijares is again in the bullpen getting loose.
Got to try and make him hit the ball to right field here. Keep that ball in the outer part of the plate. I'm graduating this weekend. Well, congratulations, class of 2013.
Crawford knocks it down, picks it up, throws, got him.
Perseverance and a strong arm. And always an opportunistic time to point out one very important technique for all you young infielders. When you knock a ball down, get after it with your bare hand. And watch him set his legs and just rock back and go. And I'll tell you, Brandon Crawford was a high school quarterback, and they still talk about how he could throw a football. And I believe it, watching him throw a baseball.
I saw him do it against our local high school in the same conference. Here's Adam Lind. Lind has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. One ball and 1 strike.
It's a good pitch. I mean, it's a lot of deception in there. There's no way he was thinking that ball was going to drop off the table. He was convinced he had something down and in. He was going to drive it. Lincecum has been fantastic tonight. And he really has mixed his pitches well, and he has not shaken off a lot of pitches from Posey.
That foul ball down the left field line. It's 2-2. See that graphic, 19-1 when leading after 6 innings. Lind just got a piece. It remains at 2-2.
I came from France to watch the Giants win. All right.
Cardinal fan trying to act small. Blanco moving over into the gap. 2 outs. Yeah, they got some fans here from Toronto. Hey, what a great destination. 2 great cities playing against each other.
Yeah, really are. A couple of Blue Jay fans there. Joe Carter and John Olerud here.
Here's Aaron Sebia. And the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. He's done that a lot tonight.
And nobody's even swung at it. 2 innings where he's had 17 pitches. Everything else has been par or under.
That's a powerful swing, and it's out of play. Now Giants fans encouraging Lincecum. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. Blocked by Buster Posey, 1-2.
Well, they love this little guy. The month of May was not good to him. And now that he's in June, he has come into this start, and he has really been in command.
Shallow, center field, Scudero, side retired. He will walk back to the dugout to a standing ovation And as we head to the home half of the seventh, Andres Torres will lead things off. Have you ever thought about camping in the outfield at AT&T Park? Well, on Wednesday, July 10th, the Giants will hold their annual slumber party. So check it out, sfgiants.com/slumber party. As Torres swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Torres hit the home run on the second to give the Giants the lead, and then he bounced out to the first baseman Lind in the fourth. So Johnson now with 89 pitches. Crawford on deck. And it's high. It's 2-2.
Activity in both bullpens. You saw Neil Wagner, the right-hander for the Blue Jays, getting heated up, and here you see Affeldt. And the way he's throwing, it leads me to believe that he will pitch the top of the 8th inning for the Giants.
And Johnson gets the strikeout to Andres Torres. 1 out for Crawford.
Tim Lincecum coming off the field, went right to his manager. Got approval, but it was the crowd applause that was so impressive. And even 100 pitches on the night for Lincecum. There you see his line. Just 4 base runners in 7 innings. 6 strikeouts against 1 walk. He was outstanding tonight. Welcome to June, Mr. Lincecum.
So here's Crawford. Crawford's had trouble with that pitch right there. It's got him twice. Johnson used it to finish him off in the second and in the fifth, and here he starts him off with the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's good fortune he didn't hit that thing, because if he does, he breaks his right ankle.
Yeah, you're right. Johnson knocks it down, and the big fella recovers. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Hey, gentlemen. Major League Baseball has released its first batch of National League All-Star votes, and Giants fans might recognize a few names. Buster Posey leading the National League in player votes. Pablo Sandoval leads at third base, and several other Giants have second place currently in their positions. I spoke with Bruce Bochy before the game, and I asked, did you take a little peek at who your starting lineup might be as the National League manager at the All-Star game? And he said, yes, I did. He also had a meeting today to discuss some of the specifics. So things are starting for that All-Star game, guys.
Yep. Here's Nick Noonan. He has already asked Davey Johnson, Bruce Bochy has, as Noonan chases a pitch in the dirt. And also, I believe he mentioned the game would be played in New York, so Terry Collins would be the logical choice. Fastball high. If I'm Nick Noonan, I'm thinking, all right, he's either going to show me that pitch again or that breaking ball in the dirt.
Breaking ball in the dirt.
That'll end the inning. Johnson finishes strong, 6 strikeouts, 8th inning coming up. Some of the action in this ball game. Good pitching duel between Johnson and Lincecum. It's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Jeremy Affeldt, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. This 22nd game that he has come in. And look at that ERA, 1.93, and he really has been very consistent. Just 22 base runners and 18 2/3. 10 strikeouts for Affeldt. You're going to see a fastball. It's low 90s, big curveball and a split. And he's allowed just 1 run in 14 innings in his last 15 appearances. And during that time, his ERA is 0.64. So he has been a red-hot reliever.
Rasmus is 0 for 2. And a first pitch strike at the knees from Affeldt. Joaquin Arias now at third as he plays right about a step in on the on the infield grass. And backs up a little bit. Mark DeRosa has grabbed the bat. He's on deck. And there's a breaking ball down low. Giants 2, Blue Jays 1. 8th inning. Lefty against lefty. And a bouncing ball to Belt. And Belt will go to the bag. 1 out. Just say this about, and I'm repeating myself from something I said earlier about Belt. I feel pretty good about ground balls hit to Brandon Belt.
Oh, indeed. Good set of hands. And he has an endorsement from 3 former left-handed first basemen, JT Snow, Will Clark, and the Hall of Famer Willie McCovey. All like that kid at first base.
Here's Mark DeRosa. And a shot into left field on the first pitch. And DeRosa is aboard. DeRosa's got a little bit of ownage on Affeld, now 5 for 11.
It's not a hanger either. I mean, took it right down there around the knees. Off the end of the bat. Pure single.
Raj Davis is going to pinch hit.
Davis just getting off the disabled list.
Chopper to Scudero. Scudero to Crawford to Bell. Double play! What a turn by Brandon Crawford.
Home of the most live sports.
It's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. It's been like this since the second inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Neil Wagner on the hill now for Toronto. Pretty good fastball, an outstanding split. That's his big pitch. 3 strikeouts in 4 2/3.
Great double play turn by Scudero and Crawford as Blanco takes high.
See that fastball from Wagner go low to mid-90s. He was the closer at their AAA affiliate, Buffalo. Had 13 saves and 13 chances. As you see, DeRosa stays in the game, as does Mesur and Tulis.
Blanco pops this one back and out of play in a bunt attempt.
This ball really came up on Scudero. It bounced high, stays with it. A good feed there. And look at the quick exchange. And the rifle arm, it had to be perfect because Rajai Davis could fly. But that was not an easy hop for Scudero.
Yeah, what it does is it breaks the rhythm of the play. Watch how the rhythm is broken here. Oops! And now you got to just make sure you get a good toss.
That's the big leagues right there.
That is the big league. Especially when you got a guy that can run. 3-1 now to Blanco. High and deep to right, and it's going to be Batista backpedaling on the track who makes the play.
He hit that ball hard.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance. Giants post-game live highlights, reaction, analysis is all coming up right after the game. So here's Scudero. He's 1 for 3. With Arias to follow. Here's the starter tomorrow for the Blue Jays, R.A. Dickey. One and one now to Scudero. And that inner half of the plate to Scudero.
That's a good split right there.
The Cardinals and Diamondbacks are in the 12th inning. It's a 6-6 ball game. Scudero on the ground. Lynn has that one spit right out of his glove.
Interesting to see how they rule this. The fact that he had to leave his feet to make contact with the ball, he might get a base hit out of this. That right there, I mean, he should have caught it, yes. Could be an error.
They ruled it an error. And I don't have any problem with that.
I don't either.
Here's Arias batting for the first time. Arias looking down at Tim Flannery. Something may be on here. And Arias is thrown out at first.
I think that's a missed sign is what that is. Well, a reminder, don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
That was not put on by Bruce Bochy. Unless something health-wise is wrong with Arias and he can't swing the bat.
That'd be the only reason you would bunt with one out.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster's 1 for 3. And a first pitch strike. Posey rolls it foul, same pitch, and it's now 0-2.
Big RBI out there at second base. As you see Sergio Romo finish off his throws.
Thrown 3 straight to Buster Posey.
Well, I mean, he's got a hitter reputation up there and an open first base. So you are ahead to count early, 0-2. Boom, you start going out of the zone. Hope he chases. It's advantage pitcher here because Posey doesn't know Wagner at all.
out of play. And that's a healthy 96.
Yeah, if anything, it's a little straight, but he does not lack the velocity. Wagner out of North Dakota State. Grew up in Minnesota, played his college ball in North Dakota. And he really earned his right to be here with what he did in Buffalo this year as their closer. He was perfect, 13 for 13 in save opportunities.
Ooh, 2-2.
Well, remember, no corners on the strike zone or DeMuro. It's narrow. See a lot of guys in this game, umpires, you're gone. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, didn't even have to move the glove.
It's 2-2. And Posey stays alive. We've seen Buster Posey in these type of at-bats. He'll go 9, 10, 11 pitches, and then he'll bust one somewhere for a base hit. Two balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2. Now with first base open, Wagner can do just about anything he wants with Buster Posey. He doesn't have to throw him a strike.
No, he does not. He doesn't have to throw him a fastball either.
Could be playable for Lind, and that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. 2-1 Giants. Giants with a 2-1 lead as we go to the 9th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Sergio Romo on the hill, 27th appearance. He's 15 for 17 in save opportunities. This is a save opportunity. Romo will give you 2 types of fastball, a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer. He'll cut the fastball, he'll throw a changeup, and his best pitch, the slider.
So here's his Torres, who came in on the double switch. And a strike to his Torres.
His Torres will course bunt. He will drag bunt. He has good speed.
Oh, 2. And Melky Cabrera on deck. Posey setting up off the plate, and that's where Romo throws it. It's 1-2.
Trying to run that two-seam fastball. That movement just runs away from his Torres. Trying to get him a chase, but his Torres swung through the second strike. A little bit more savvy to the movement. Lays off.
And he's going to open up the ninth with a base hit. So speed at first, and here's Melky Cabrera.
Number 53, Melky Cabrera.
Speed indeed. And they also have a contact hitter there. With that type of speed, you might see the Blue Jays put on a play. I'd be shocked if they bunted here. It is a bunt situation, but with Cabrera and the way he swung the bat against the Giants this year, I would not believe it would be an option.
Outside, 1-0. Cabrera singled in the first, hit a soft line drive to Crawford in the third, and singled again in the sixth. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh yeah, brought his glove, made a play.
A very enthusiastic crowd here tonight.
A right-hander, or he's a left-hander with a right-hander's glove.
Over 41,000 tonight, nearly 42. One and 2.
Cabrera immediately in the grill of Mike DeMuro, thinking that ball was low. Little two-seam fastball.
One and 2 to Melky Cabrera. Out of play.
4 pitches, 4 sinkers. Doing a good job of keeping that ball down to Cabrera.
Torres at first.
Tried to wrap that slider backdoor style, just missed. A bit low. And Cabrera didn't flinch.
Two and 2. And that's going to be in the first row.
Nice play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that may not have been a strike, but Melky Cabrera putting up a good fight.
Seven pitches, 4 fouls. Cabrera's not running well. They're staying with that sinker, that 2-seamer, and they're pounding that outside corner. They're looking for a ground ball. They know the tendency that he has. He takes that ball down low, and he'll hit it on the ground, the left side of the infield. And if it finds a glove in the infield, it's a good bet they're going to get a pair because he's not running well.
Hunter Pence. 1 out.
The pitch went to the inside corner, and Cabrera pops it up. The only pitch he had, middle end, the entire at bat.
He might like to have this one back.
Yeah, that's what he's going to think about.
So here's Jose Bautista. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Bautista has faced Romo just one time. He's 0 for 1.
And he also leads the Blue Jays in grounding into double plays with 7.
Hunter Pence again. 2 down.
Well, he really took his legs out with that slider off the plate away. Got him to chase. And guys with power, if you can take your legs out, watch him reach. And there was nothing there. You do that, you made a great pitch. But you're not out of the woods yet. The hottest man on this Toronto team is coming up right now. And Encarnacion loves to get extended. Perfect teaser to open it up with. And Encarnacion turned right around to DeMuro, the plate umpire, and said, "Is that a strike?" And DeMuro shook his head. No.
Way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Easy take there. Encarnacion's going to take a walk. He is not picking up the spin on that no-dot slider. not the normal spin that you see from a slider, and it is something that a lot of guys cannot make the adjustment to.
And now Encarnacion asks for time. It's 1-2. Scudero. Ball game. So Encarnacion on a check swing rolls out to Marco Scudero, and a beautiful game tonight pitched by Tim Lincecum, Jeremy Affeldt, and Sergio Romo. And oh, by the way, Andres Torres, he gets a 2-run home run.
Well, Tim Lincecum was absolutely fantastic. He finally got out of the month of May, and the month of June is up. He started in a very impressive way. On top of these guys all night long, really mixed his pitches well. He and Posey were fantastic together tonight. Job well done.
Final score, Giants 2, Blue Jays 1. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Comcast Sportsnet studio for an update.